Test results from the Noguchi Memorial Center for Medical Research have ruled out meningitis as the cause of mysterious deaths at the Kumasi Academy in the Ashanti region. 4 students have so far died from the strange ailment, with many more hospitalized. The 4th student died on Tuesday as parents and guardians stormed the school to withdraw their wards. They were, however, prevented from doing so by police officers who had been deployed at the school. The authorities have since agreed to shut down the school, and JoyNews is also learning in the last hour that antibiotics are being administered to the students against a possible bacterial infection. Ohemin Tewa reports on the Kumasi Academy deaths as we know so far.
The death of the 4th student on Tuesday morning prompted an emergency stakeholder meeting as parents rushed in seeking to withdraw their wards. Large crowd trooped outside to catch a glimpse of the students who were rushed to the hospital. A second meeting with parents and students was interrupted for about half an hour after 2 students collapsed in the latest attack.
It's quite unfortunate, when we started, like students normally, once in a while they'll make some noise. It's usual and normal with students. But the unfortunate thing is that while the meeting was going on, when things are settled down and the people understanding what we were trying to tell them, then we heard that somebody collapsed and had been rushed to the hospital, and that resulted in most of the people coming out of the hall.
Some parents accused school authorities for suppressing information on the situation.
I'm very panicking, and fear has captured me. Even when I came here last Saturday to inquire about this, but because of their adversary, they said things have been put in place, and I went back. And today too, I saw 2 people carried away to hospital.
It took officials led by the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osemensa, a hectic time to convince the parents from taking their wards home. He says the school will be closed down indefinitely after students are given antibiotics treatment to deal with what he describes as a security threat.
I think the best thing to do is immediately after they've been given the dose, maybe you may have to close the school for some time and then allow the medical team to do their work. Now we have people from WHO, we have people from Accra, Ghana Health Services, and we have the team from Ashanti region. All of them are jointly doing the investigations.
The treatment comes as tests run at the Noguchi Center on 3 victims ruled out viral hemorrhagic fever, including meningitis. Officials hope the treatment will help stem further transmission as further tests and surveillance continue. Regional Health Director Emmanuel Tenkran explains the importance of the chemoprophylaxis.
We've done a series of investigations, blood investigations, CSF investigations, and those who died, we've also carried out post-mortem on all of them. With the blood investigations, we are fortunate to announce that it's not viral hemorrhagic fever, as people were suspecting. And then we also done CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, which shows that we've not identified any meningitis. So, from the post-mortem report and the findings, it was suggested that most probably we are dealing with one of the atypical bacteria, which, if it's epidemic, will be very serious. So the decision is that we will start with a broad spectrum antibiotics, that every student, every staff will be given these antibiotics, so that if it's any serious issue, then maybe the antibiotics will be able to cut the transmission. So they will take the treatment for a period of 3 days. After that, we will start intensive surveillance in the school.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, I'm Tewa reporting.
And here in Accra, armed military officers on Tuesday led a group of unidentified men and a woman to forcefully evict some occupants of a government flat here in the capital. The officers, believed to be stationed at the Flagstaff House, would not comment about the operation. But one of the occupants tells JoyNews this is the third time since May this year that some faceless persons had tried to evict them. There's more in the following report.
Let's see your permit. Let's see your permit. Verify. That's what Verify. Verify.
It's a two-story building located a few meters away from the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Abdullah Amin, an occupant who works with the Accountant General Department, believes he's the target of the eviction. He told JoyNews 7 armed military men stormed the flat at 2 a.m. Tuesday and threw him out of the room. His belongings were ransacked and thrown out of the room as well.
They've destroyed everything that I have.
Why are they doing all this to you?
I asked them why they were doing that, and they couldn't provide any evidence except to say that they are coming from the Flagstaff House.
But how did you get this property? How long have you been living here?
I've been living here since 2013. I was given an allocation letter from the Ministry of Works and Housing.
Okay.
And that is why I'm here. And it's a government bungalow, and all government workers are entitled to. So as far as there's a vacancy, you enter there unless you are transferred or you die or you retire. And I'm not retired, I'm still in active service.
Okay, so what is happening now? Because I realize I've seen the military men and the one lady. I've seen a number of them here. What do they want now?
The lady in red is called Araba. She came this morning with the military, the dawn, at 1 a.m. with the military to break into my room. She's been here 3 times. And so there's some other military came and said they've been sent from the Flagstaff House to come and investigate the issue. So currently that is what is ongoing now. And my brothers who are here and trying to support me.
Okay. So where are you going at the moment?
Now, I reported they came in April, May, and did that. Threw out my things. I went to meet the Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Frida Prempe, and she took my documents, looked at it, and said they were coming. They thought that I was not a government worker and that I was not paying. So she struck out my name from those that they were going to evict. And since then, I never heard from them. I've been paying up to date.
How much do you pay?
You pay 10% of your basic.
Okay.
And I have the documents to prove that. And then they came on Saturday at 1 a.m. again to throw out my things. I went to Adabraka police station, which is under our jurisdiction, to report. I met the police, the office commander, the station commander, just yesterday, and she said she was going to do her investigation. Only for this dawn, around 1 a.m. again, Grace came with another set of military and said they were coming from the Flagstaff House, and that they have the information that I'm not a government worker. And I've showed and proved that I'm a government worker, and I've told them my office. Now, I've had a call from Flagstaff House. The military who came here called their boss, and their boss called them, and he said I should speak with him. I spoke with the boss, and the boss said that the information he's having is that I'm not a government worker. And I told him that I'm a government worker. He has taken my details, my name, my office, and what I said I'm heading. He said he's going to call Controller Accountant General to find out.
But I realize they are still insisting they want to take you out of the apartment.
Yes, what happened when she just threw my things out, she went and brought somebody again. She went and brought somebody to come and occupy. The person brought the bags and then the bed to come and stay inside.
Attempts to reach the Deputy Minister of Works and Housing has been unsuccessful, but the case has meanwhile been reported at the Adabraka police station.
The Commission of Inquiry for the Creation of Regions will, on December 11, begin engagement with residents from areas where requests have so far been made for the creation of new regions. A second group of petitioners from the Northern region were the last to meet the Commission on Tuesday to wrap up the first phase of its activities. The Western, Volta, Bonafo and Northern regional petitioners have already had their turns at the Commission. Speaking to journalists after Tuesday's hearing, the Minister for Regional Reorganization, Dan Kwekubotwe, expressed optimism with the Commission and said the Commission can conclude their work within the 6-month period given them by the President. There's more in the following report.
The drumming and singing ushered into the Osu Castle conference room, the overlord of Mampugri and his entourage. Nayiri Na Bohigu Abdullahi Mami Sherigu was joined by other sub-chiefs, political leaders, and opinion leaders from the area. Wulugu Naba Professor John Nabila, who is spokesperson for the petitioners, explained their case to the press.
We're demanding for a region named Northeastern Ghana. And you can agree with me that the northern region is very large. You cannot reach everywhere. And there are many areas in the north who can say that the people have not received any attention, more or less, from government. And regional development is a way of bringing government to the people, just like we've broken the country into districts and constituencies. Like manner, regionalism brings government to the people. And so we are asking now to have a region called Northeastern Ghana.
MP for Nalerugu Gambaga constituency Haji Alima Mahama, who is also local government minister, agreed with this position. She added the size of the region makes a strong case for a split.
Greater Accra. I mean, maybe even currently the petitioners today, their land size is bigger than the land size of Greater Accra, bigger than the land size of Upper East, bigger than the land size of Central Region, even bigger than the land size of Upper West. So we are just talking about the petitioners today. So if you split the London region into three, I don't think it's a big deal. Like I'm saying, at the end of the day, they are making their case.
The chairman of the commission, Justice Stephen Brobe, announced the next line of activities for the commission.
After today's hearing, the commission will move to the regions for further consultation with the petitioners and members of the public. The regional hearing commenced in the Western region from the 11th of December 2017 to the 16th of December 2017. Dates for other regional hearings will be announced to the public later.
Minister for Regional Reorganization Damboche expressed hope the commission can conclude its work within schedule.
In the CI, the president gave them 6 months to work, and it started from October. I know that for their program this year, they are going to Western region, and that's up to 16th December, 11th to 16th. And then they will break for the Christmas recess. Then they will resume from January. So from January, they have to go to the rest of the 3 regions, and they should be able to finish and write their report by the end of the 6th month. So I can only hope that and I'm sure this interaction they've had here, but I've also given them, because these are the spokespersons for the petitioners, the chiefs and the opinion leaders. So maybe they will have a better insight as to the basis for their petition. And I want to believe that they'll be able to finish within the time. Very soon.
Science laboratories of Bishop Herman College in the Volta region are under-equipped with practical materials. This has impeded the effective teaching and learning of science in the school. And in a bid to turn things around, the 2,000-year group of the school has furnished 3 of the school's science laboratories with automated audiovisual science teaching systems. Fred Kwamyasari now reports.
Established some 65 years ago, Bishop Herman College, Biheku, was once the beacon of education in the Volta region of Ghana. But in recent times, performance of students of Biheku has declined, though 9 students scored straight A1s in the 2016 West African Secondary Schools Certificate Examination. The poor performance of the students has been blamed on the lack of enough academic materials and infrastructure, which has hindered academic excellence. In attempts to restore the school's past glory, the 2,000-year batch of Biheku decided to channel their energies towards providing academic materials to their alma mater. The first initiative taken was to furnish the science labs with an automated audiovisual science teaching system, which comprises of computers and projectors. The system, which is fed with the approved science syllabus for second cycle education, would augment teaching of science disciplines in the absence of enough practical materials. Sena Akabua is the president of the 2,000-year batch.
Then this idea came up. It's divided into 3 phases. phase one, let's put a structure in place. Structure means that if there's a way we can bring computers and projectors where the teachers can project things. That will aid, audiovisual helps in learning. So it's okay, let's start with the labs. Let's equip the labs with this.
A science master in the school, Tometi Peter, appreciated the initiative, adding the system would help the students to quickly absorb whatever is being taught.
Like you have seen right now, this lab is actually under construction. It's not done, it's not finished. After the construction, there are some things that we will need, like lab instruments, for example. We are not yet there, we don't have much. Okay. That is even why this thing is going to be very helpful, because we don't have most of those things. But with the visual presentation, even if we don't have them, we can project what we have from the net to the students as well.
The initiative was supported by the 2000-year batch of Ola Senior High School, who, nevertheless, the school is in need of both residential and academic infrastructure to accommodate the over 1,800 student population. Authorities are optimistic the completion of a Ghana Education Trust Fund dormitory project started 6 years ago would ease pressure on the current dormitories. Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews.
And before we go over, 60 paramount chiefs in war regalia took their turn to fire musketry at the Minsha Palace on the 5th day of the royal funeral. It signifies the Asante Kingdom was established through war. Nana Yaojima puts the spotlight on the ritual, which began on Monday with Otumfuo Oseitu II leading the charge.
Every Asante chief has a war dress known as Batakari, the biggest of which is Batakari Kesie, worn by the Asante Hene. In the past, Batakari was worn by chiefs and their troops for war. It is believed talisman embossed on the war gear has the spiritual power to repel bullets fired by the enemy.
Appurtenances you see are meant to protect the king, the chief, during war. The various kinds, each with its own potency. So basically that is what it is. They all serve the same purpose, but each has its own power.
There are lots of things which I cannot mention now. It helps us fight and overcome our enemies when we are at war. For Tuesday's display, the chiefs filed through the city center to the Minsha Palace. The groups moved in choreographed war formation with the chiefs sandwiched by their subjects and warriors. Each of the paramount chiefs, by their Asante tradition, performs special role for the Asante Hene. Some of them shared their respective mandates with JoyNews.
Kinship structure is based on the military formation. So each division has its role. Normally, we are in charge of the Queen Mother's place, and then the palace, and then the traditional who carry the swords and what in Twi we call abrafo, they all fall under their common division.
It means we are part of the Ankobia group, and our role is to protect the golden stool. Today, for instance, the golden stool will be coming out, and we are here to protect it. The funeral continues till the 15th of December with a Muslim Thanksgiving service. One of Otumfuo's linguists, Bafo Osei Kantankrechi, speaks about what's coming up for the rest of the period.
From what the monks and my home regions, no, or when you ask about Abexayura, Elchin Wukono. So be a moment to say free or more say foreign in house about Abexiano. The hour does in some Peninsa.
We're expecting dignitaries and traditional leaders from other parts of the country to come on with us tomorrow. After tomorrow's rites, we will perform some rituals for the Asante Hime's students. The president will be coming here on Thursday for the main funeral rites, and we will distribute palm wine on that day as well. And from today till the end of the final funeral rites, this is what we'll be witnessing here at the Mensha Palace. Reporting for Joy News, Nana Yaljima.
Well, so that's it for the news. We'll bring you a lot more on what is taking place as far as the final funeral rite of the late Asante Hima is concerned.